Hi, my name is Susanna O'Neill and I am working on the project team of the National Water Resources Plan in Irish Water. This presentation is on the Regional Water Resources Plan for the Northwest region, which Irish Water is consulting on from 22nd of November 2022 to 21st of February 2023 for a 12-week period. This presentation will outline what is included in the plan. It will give you information where you can find the plan and also some information on the consultation itself. Public water supply in Ireland consists of 539 individual, non-connected water supplies. On a day-to-day basis, we supply 4.2 million customers with water from over 1,000 abstractions, over 700 water treatment plants, and 65,000 of distribution network. However, about 60% of these supplies do not meet appropriate utility risk performance standards in terms of quantity, quality, reliability, or sustainability. In order to secure water supplies into the future, Irish Water is developing the National Water Resources Plan. The plan is our 25-year strategy for public water supply, where we identify needs across all of our existing water supplies and develop plan-level options to address these needs. So why do we need the National Water Resources Plan? Well, it allows us to align our activities with EU and national policy, to maintain services in changing natural and legislative environment, to facilitate sustainable growth and economic development, and to help us prioritize investment. In terms of where the plan sits within the business, we have a legal requirement to develop out the water services strategic plan every 5 years, and that sets out our business objectives. Out of this comes 2-tier plans, and one of these is the National Water Resources Plan. And that sets the framework for how we will achieve those business objectives. And ultimately, out of the plan, we are feeding projects into our 5-year regulated capital investment plan. In terms of the plan structure, we are delivering it in 2 phases. Phase 1 is the framework plan, which we consulted on last year. That sets out the need for all of our drinking water supplies nationally and the methodology we used to develop the plan to address that need. That was adopted in April and it allowed us then to progress with Phase 2. Phase 2 is the development of 4 regional water resources plans. Earlier this year, we consulted on the Eastern and Midlands and Southwest plans. And this phase now, we are consulting on the 3rd regional resources plan, which is Northwest. As part of the consultation, we are consulting on the plan, the strategic environmental assessment, and a NWRP impact statement. The Northwest Regional Plan is the 2nd largest of the 4 regions defined as part of the National Water Resources Plan in terms of population size. We supply water to approximately 733,000 customers, which is equal to 18% of the national population. We have 57 groundwater abstractions, 102 surface water abstractions, and we operate 142 water treatment plants within the region. The Northwest region includes 12 counties and 13 local authorities. The region encompasses counties of Cavan, Donegal, Galway, Leitrim, Mayo, Monaghan, Sligo, and parts of Clare, Longford, Louth, Meath, and Roscommon. 8 islands off the coast of Ireland to which Irish Water provides supply are also included in the region. The region contains the significant economic growth of Galway City, and it is supported by a strong network of regional centres and key towns to provide secure employment and economic growth potential. 54% of the region's population live in settlements of less than 5,000, with much of the region being sparsely populated. The Northwest Plan summarizes the needs for each of 119 water resource zones in terms of quality, quantity, reliability, and sustainability, and applies the methodology developed in the framework plan to each water supply. This allows for the development of plan preferred approaches, which means preferred solutions to identified need for each supply. In terms of risk, we have 119 waters or zones within the area, and these are really the 4 key things that we look at in terms of assessing risk. The supply-demand balance, SDB, is the difference between the water Irish Water has available in our supplies compared to the demand for water under each weather event planning scenario. In terms of supply availability, the SDB considers water availability in the natural environment, current obstructions, water treatment capacity, process losses, trunk main constraints, and required allowances to ensure continuity of supply during planned and unplanned events. On the demand side, we have accounted for water, which is growing over time in line with national planning framework projections, and unaccounted for water, which is decreasing over the time with leakage reduction targets set by the business. We also apply headroom allowance to account for any uncertainty, and that gives you overall demand. A deficit in SDB means that the demand for water is higher than the available supply. In the event of an identified deficit, Irish Water considers what actions could be taken in response to reduce future demand, increase supply, or combination of both. In terms of environmental sustainability, we need to ensure that we are protecting the environment and developing sustainable solutions that can meet the need of our customer. On the resilient side of things, as part of the plan, we are designing for 1 in 50-year level of service. So that means that any given time, there is 2% chance that an outage would occur. On the quality side of things, compliance with microbiological and chemical standards for drinking water remains high at greater than 99.7%, which means the water in our public water supplies is safe to drink. While water quality remains high, drinking water treatment in many supplies is still not as resilient as it needs to be to ensure the supply is safe into the future. So what does that actually look like for 119 waters or zones within the Northwest region? Well, in terms of supply-demand balance, over half of our waters or zones are in deficit under the normal year conditions. So this means that we don't have absolute certainty that we can meet your normal average daily demands. And this is either due to limitations of the obstruction or the sustainable operations of our water treatment plants. In terms of environmental sustainability, when we apply the Water Framework Directive standards, this shows that 72% of surface water obstructions within the region are potentially at risk of exceeding sustainable obstruction limits. On the resilient side of things, almost the third of our waters or zones aren't achieving our 1 in 50-year level of service that we are designing under your normal year conditions. And then on the quality side of things, in order to measure the resilience of our drinking water, we conduct risk assessments, which ranks sites from 1 to 5, low to high risk. This risk list allows us to identify where interventions need to be prioritized. In the Northwest region, 68% of water treatment plants are identified as needing interventions to reduce risk and give resilience to the safety of the water going into the future. So we take the risk and we look at wide number of options to address that risk, and ultimately we've determined a preferred solution for every scheme within the region. What you see here is the preferred approach for region itself. The first thing is about reducing leakage. This is key focus for Irish Water now and will be going forward. At the end of 2021, leakage targets were about 38% nationally. As part of the preferred approach, we applied sustainable economic level of leakage for all waters or zones, and we are further looking to reduce leakage down to 21% for waters or zones with demand of 1.5 megaliters or higher. These waters or zones are outlined in the map along with the key towns and cities. The total level of leakage, including both water resource zones with demand over 1.5 megaliter and smaller water resource zones, we are going to reduce across this region is 23% by 2033. So in volumetric terms, that's the reduction from 168 megaliters down to 66 megaliters. Successfully encouraging water conservation requires continued commitment to a long-term behavioral change campaign that educates and informs the end user about their water consumption, along with the challenges faced in providing a sustainable treated water supply. This is very challenging for Irish Water, as we don't have the data to measure behavioral change in water consumption. This area requires investment and ongoing research. Irish Water has an ongoing active program of promoting water conservation in schools, businesses, and communities. Our current activities include national and regional media campaigns on water conservation orders during prolonged dry periods, for example in West Cork this summer, and the development of an online water conservation tool which provides tips on how to conserve water in your home. Over 300,000 students have participated in the Green Schools program since the partnership with Irish Water began 8 years ago. Last year, school children across Ireland saved over 203 million litres of water, the equivalent of over 350 million cups of tea. Thanks to their participation in this program, we are aiming to save about 200 million litres again this year through the Green School program. Irish Water is working closely with businesses, stakeholders, groups to raise awareness of our water stewardship program, to support businesses to lower their water consumption and reduce operating costs while protecting the environment. Small changes such as identifying water waste on site, setting baseline for water use, raising awareness among staff and customers, or upgrading to water-efficient devices can make a big difference to water efficiency and also to save money for businesses. One of the programs developed by Irish Water is Certified Water Stewardship Training, which is tailored to every size of business. This program is the first of its kind globally and accredited internationally by the European Water Stewardship Standard. Over 1,000 new water conservation projects have been implemented by graduates of the program to date. Irish Water's first fix-free scheme aims to help reduce the amount of water wasted through leaks on customers' properties. Irish Water estimates that over 169 million litres of water per day have been saved as a result of this scheme up to the end of 2021. Even with the leakage targets and water conservation campaigns, we do need to provide the improved level of service for our customers and to deal with the sources that struggle during dry weather. So what you see here is a summary of preferred approaches for every water resource zone across the region. The interconnection of existing supply systems creates 17 new larger water resource zones within the region, replacing 59 existing water resource zones and decommissioning 37 water treatment plants and 40 associated abstractions. This will reduce the total number of water supply systems that Irish Water will operate and maintain across the region from 119 to 78. We are looking to upgrade 93 of our water treatment plants. So where you see a blue dot, that's where we are proposing an upgrade for water quality only. So we would be looking to maintain or reduce our abstraction to sustainable limits at those sites. And where you see the orange dot, that's where we are proposing to increase our abstraction and upgrade water treatment plant in terms of capacity. In terms of some of the larger options here, 3 of the largest interconnected systems are proposed within County Donegal. This includes the development of Eddy, Fullerton, Boolan Dam, Glenlock and Garden Lock sources to supply Letterkenny and settlements on the Fanat Peninsula and Inishowen Peninsula, and a new surface water abstraction and water treatment plant on the River Éireann at Nather. The proposed new water treatment plant at Nather, near Kathleen Falls, will interconnect 8 water resource zones, including the rationalization of 4 water resource zones. We are proposing to increase abstraction from Loch Derkmore impoundment and Loch Addery and interconnect Lettermacaward, Owen Tuscany, Killybegs, and rationalize Glentees Ardera. We are also proposing to rationalize Loch Talt and Loch East Gate Ballina, namely to Lisglennon water treatment plant, where we are proposing to increase abstraction from Loch Conn. We're proposing to increase abstraction from Loch Mask at Turmakiti water treatment plant and rationalize Louisburg and Kilchima water resource zones. New abstraction from Kylemore Loch to create new regional Connemara scheme for Linan, Cleggan and Tally Cross water resource zones. New surface water abstraction from Loch Scaniff and rationalize Ballyconneely to Carna Kilkern. Increase existing surface water abstraction from Loch Poliska and rationalize Carrow, Rosmuck, and Lettermore to Spittle. Interconnect Ennistimon and West Clare water resource zones and increase abstraction from new Dhu Loch water treatment plant. Abandon existing old Dhu Loch water treatment plant and rationalize Kildysert to West Clare. We are proposing to interconnect Boyle and Carrick-on-Shannon and increase abstraction from River Shannon, to interconnect Ballyhay, Scavan and Ballychamestaff and supply spare capacity from Ballychamestaff, to rationalize Belturbet, Swandenbar and Bonboy to Ballyconnell and create new regional scheme, and new groundwater at RD and supply Trybridge and Cullen from South Louth East Meath. So ultimately we are connecting the water resource zones to Eastern and Midlands region. So how can you find out preferred approach for your area? The Northwest Regional Report is available to view on the Irish Water website, www.water.ie. There you can see this map where you can check if your town is located within the Northwest area. The list of townlands, towns, and settlements is available to view to make sure you can find your area. As the Northwest region covers large area, we have split the region into 7 smaller study areas. So we have study area A, study area B, study area C, study area D, study area E, study area F, and study area G. When you scroll further down on the web page, you will see the draft regional water resources plan for the Northwest. So what you can see here is the non-technical summary, the draft regional water resources plan for the Northwest itself, so that would be section 1 to section 10, and appendices. If you are looking for the preferred approach itself, the best way to find it is the study area reports. So that would be Appendix 1 to Appendix 7. I would like to use Longford Central Water Resource Zone as an example how to find out preferred approach. Longford Central Water Resource Zone is located in Study Area F. So the correct document to look at is Appendix 6, Study Area F Technical Report. The study area report summarizes the need across the study area and includes all potential solutions to solve the need. Section 5 is dedicated to options development and preferred approach for each of the water resource zones within the study area. This is an overview map of the drinking water supply in the study area F. So you can see Loch Forbes water treatment plant here, which supplies Longford Central Water Resource Zone. This table gives you an overview of the supply-demand balance need for the study area. You can see estimated maximum daily deficit over a 25-year period here for Longford Central Water Resource Zone, and also see that the deficit is growing over the years as a result of growth development in the area. Table 5.7 in section 5 gives an overview of all combinations and comparison how the combinations performed against our key criteria, which are least cost, quickest delivery, best AA, lowest carbon, most resilient, and best environmental approach. Study area combination 1 was selected as preferred approach as it scores the best for least cost, quickest delivery, and scores well against resilience, and ultimately the best overall outcome. The preferred approach itself for all waters or zones that are included in the study area can be found in Table 5.9 in Section 5. We have also included a study area schematic where you can see all preferred approaches in the map. So what you can see here is preferred approach for Longford Central Waters or Zone. So we are proposing to increase existing abstraction from Loch Forbes, upgrade existing water treatment plant, and supply deficit in the waters or zone. So how can you participate? The plan consultation is running for 12-week period from November to February. The plan is available to view on our website, www.water.ie, and is also available in hard copy format at local authority planning counters across the country. The project team will be holding webinars in January. Details of these will be made available on our website. You can send any questions or submissions to nwrp@water.ie. During the post-consultation, all submissions will be reviewed and will be responded to as part of the post-consultation report. Thank you for listening to this presentation.